morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let me get my what's the name together? IG together. Go to YouTube. How y'all doing this morning, man? Anybody in here? I see some numbers up there. How y'all doing this morning, man? How y'all doing this morning? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Okay, I got my IG set up. IG, I'm going to be focused on YouTube. If you want to see the screen, if you want to read the tape with us, come over to YouTube. Thank you. What's up, man? Man, I woke up this morning, after I had went back to sleep, and I was having a dream. If you if you friends with me on IG and I be sending you the video, remember the one where the dude was running down the hall, and then he went to the bathroom and he was peeing and farting, and he woke up. I can't remember what I was dreaming. But I woke up, and when I woke up, before I opened my eyes, I had a real bad cramp right here. It was cramping real bad right there, like my whole muscle was like locked up. You know how when you get a Charlie horse, it'd be locked up, and when you get up, when it stopped being locked up, it'd be pain in that spot. So I get up, I'm holding my side, and while I'm holding my side, I think I was like clenching so I wouldn't right. It's because when I woke up, I felt myself clenching and my side was cramping real bad. So I jumped up and I ran to the bathroom. And while I'm going to the bathroom, I can't hardly stand up straight because it's like it's cramped real bad. So I'm running to the bathroom like this, looking like Quasimodo. I'm like, and so what I get, but I ain't had to do nothing. I just had a real bad cramp right there, and it's still hurting. It's still hurting right there. And so I was like, man, and first thing I thought about was that doggone video. Man, that thing was so funny, man. It was so I'm talking about, this was like just like it was like I think like 8:15. It was like 8:15, just like about an hour or so ago. It was about 8:15. Hey man, if you are a channel member, I dropped the video for the channel members this morning. I apologize because I thought I was man with StreamYard. If I mess around it, if I think I'm recording, and then if I don't click out of StreamYard and I start doing something on the keyboard, I don't know if it's enter, it's something that stops the recording. It stops the recording. So I jolly pies. I thought I was recording the whole time, but it is what it is. The video's out there. That's not to say that you got to go try to be a channel member. Y'all already know I don't be super active on the YouTube channel no more. I still try to provide value the best way I can because we sprinting now. It's like, I can only share what I know. So I hate to say teach because I'm not a teacher. I just share my understanding of the ICT concepts. I can only share so much. And so, there's no need to continue to try to teach the same thing over and over. We sprinting now. Only thing I could do is just, provide value in like the best way I see fit. Anyway, no, I did not. I did not have poop in the You've been around Robinson too long. You've been around Robinson too long. Hey, what's up to Rhonda? What's going on, Rhonda? What's going on, FC? What's up here to learn and share? You've been around Robinson too long. And yes, the birds are chirping. The birds kind of mad because they fry. It be 100 degrees. Then they be wet because it's raining. Then it be 100 degrees again. They dry off. Then it be, man, yesterday after we went to like lunch for our birthday celebration, we got home 5 minutes after we was in the house, the bottom dropped out the sky. Somebody pulled gallons of water out the sky like repeatedly for the remainder of the day up until well into the night. It would rain hard for 30 minutes, burning you up for 30 minutes, rain again, burning you. Man, the weather been so crazy, man. My son was telling me about the skit that was it RDC World, what they did when the scientists gave up trying to tell people about trying to save the earth and the ozone layer. It was so hot. The people was coming to the scientists like, y'all please help us do something. Hey man, we tried, man. We was trying to tell you, man. We tried to tell you. We tried. What's up, Deborah? I say, well, some scientists out there right now. Hey, look here, man. We tried to tell y'all back in the early 2000s, 1990s. Y'all ain't won't listen. And now, look, this is what you're dealing with now. This is what you're dealing with. Hey, man. Hey, y'all ever see that old comic view thing of Arnez J? He's let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, because this right here goes straight demonetize. Oh, the market already open. The market already open. Let me go ahead and let me share my screen. The market already open. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, sorry, y'all. The market open. We supposed to be looking at price right now. We supposed to be looking at price right now. But Arnez J, he had this bit that he did a long time ago, and then he would play the music. He would play the music, and he would be dancing, and he would be like, "It feel good being black, don't it? It feel good being black, don't it? It feel good being black." He would, and he'd be like, "Cut it!" And he used to always do that. Right here at this bit. When I tell you, Black Twitter been going crazy about this thing that happened in Alabama, everybody and their mama right now singing that Arnez J. It feel good. What? From Hussein Bolt coming down that ramp in the beginning. Now Hussein Bolt ain't come in with this here. He came in there trying to break it up. I get Hussein. He was the first one to react. Everybody else was like kind of looking at, hey, what's going on? Hussein took off. Hold on. Hussein took off, coming down the ramp. I told my wife, I say, buddy done went down there and cleared it out by himself. He went up there slinging people everywhere. And then, hey, Aquaman hit that water. When Aquaman hit that water, hey, Aquaman was coming across there. When they seen Aquaman coming, and then when them boys got off that boat, I can tell you when I knew it was going to be a problem. When I knew it was going to be a problem. When the first one that was in the front walked up, when he came up, and while he was running, he did this right here. He went to skipping like that. It's about to be on. As soon as he got up there, one of them came within striking distance. Paya! I said, if you ever see black people running and they yelling like they want to fight, and they start skipping before they get to you, they prepping the swing. And they didn't realize. And Uncle Ruckus got the chill. Uncle Ruckus with the chill. Uncle Ruckus was hitting them in slow motion. That boy said, pink, pink, pink. Uncle Ruckus was slinging it and swinging in slow motion. Pink. I said, boy, look at him. You must don't. Hey, y'all must forgot where y'all was at, man. Y'all must forgot where y'all was at. What's up, Trey? What's up, Kim? What's going on? Let's look at the charts. What's up, Trey? What's up, Mendez? What's up, Sanjay? What up, Will? I always say, sound like that. Oh, no. What's up, Avery? I already said what's up to FC. Did I say what's up to FC? Yeah, I said yeah, Black Michael Phelps was crazy. What's up, Lil Hulk? Hey man. Hey, let's look at price, man. Let's look at price. Okay, the buy side that I have marked out, we have taken that. We have taken that. Shout out everybody that was on the pop-up live I did yesterday. I just noticed this was still on my screen, right? If you was on the pop-up live, you know what this is about, and you know what I'm saying, the levels I was looking at to void out all of these biases right here. Now I'm going to get that junk off my screen. I didn't realize it was still there because it was while I was up this morning trading to London. I could not see it on my screen. Now that is out of there. This is the buy side and the sell side I just put on there this morning. What are these? This is probably something I marked out earlier. Let me see. Let's go down to a 5-minute. Yes. Okay, yes. Those I marked those out earlier today while I was trading the London. Okay. So let's go back up to the hourly. If y'all remember, if you was on the pop-up live, y'all remember what I said about wanting to see it come back up to this hourly breaker and back up to the top of this fair value gap. This morning we have done just that. Let's see how it plays out. Full disclosure, I'm not trading on today. I'm not trading today. Full disclosure, I did take a trade during the London. I typically don't trade on Mondays unless it's just too overwhelmingly tempting and I just can't leave it on the plate. But I did take a trade during the London, but I typically don't trade on Mondays. Oh, let me get it together. I forgot on the tape reading we was doing it like this, where we was putting up all the different time frames so that we can see all the different time frames together. Okay, so if this is too confusing, y'all put a 1 in the chat for me. This box, let me put on my fancy dancy. This box over here is the hour. Right here is the 15-minute with the DXY on the bottom. Right here is the 5-minute with the DXY on the bottom. If that is too confusing, say, Tim, that's too confusing. Put a 1 in the chat and I would just only have one chart right there that we watch. If it's too confusing, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if it's too confusing. Okay, we have gone right to the top of that the fair value gap we talked about, the weekly fair value gap, talked about wanting to get up to. The bias for today was to look for a reason to sell and take out the daily low. Right, look for a reason to sell and take out the daily low. That was the bias. So now we've gotten up to the reason to sell, which was the hourly breaker in the top of the fair value gap. Right, if you let's see what's going on here from the top of the fair value gap. That's a you've already got a good 5-point trade right now. It's a moving into a 10-point trade right there. If you would have taken that, you just hit a 10-point trade. If you would have taken it off the top of the fair value gap, if you front ran it one tick, you need 41 17 75 for it to be a 10-point trade. If you go for 5 points or less, you're done for the day. Based off of what we talked about this weekend, does it have to get to the low in order to make money? It does not have to get to the low in order to make money. That's just the draw. That's just the bias. When you have your bias, you look for an opportunity to sell or buy. The bias was to the downside, right? So if you want to take out sell side, you want it to get to some type of premium to sell. You want to sell in a premium. Does it have to keep going? Nah, it can stop here and go to the moon, because if you shoot for 5 points, you're done based off that move right there. That's it, based off that move right there. All right. Now let's just read price together. That was just based off of what we talked about yesterday. And I just like to point out the fact that we can talk about stuff all day long, but if we don't execute, we would if you front ran it, you are 10 points in. If you front ran it, you are 10 points in. If you took it right at the touch of the open, you are 9 points in. No, you are, what's that? My math ain't mathing. You are almost 10 points in. Yes, you are 9. If you took it at the touch, you are almost 10 points in. If you took it at the touch of that, what we talked about yesterday, you're almost 10 points in. Right, there you go. If we don't execute, you what's the name? If we don't execute, we will never make money. I know I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna do it, because I was just about to say it might be somebody on here who think I'm capping. Y'all remember, I caught myself. Y'all remember the last time I was like, this is my last time I'm going to be proving stuff, and I caught myself. I was about to show the executions from what I did this morning. Oh, and full disclosure to the members, I tried to put on an extra piece for I tried to put on a now this is for the members who saw the video. This is not for the naysayers. This is for the members. I'm not proving anything for the naysayers. I'm doing this for the members, right? So on the video, you heard me talking about this would have been a good time to come in and add to. You heard me saying this would have been a good time to add to the you heard me saying this would have been a good time to add to the thing, because we had come back up to like a 15-minute fair value gap up there. I put in an order at 45.15 I put in an order right here. As you see, we touched it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? And you see it never picked me up in the sim account, right? But if you look in my the Apex eval, because I told y'all I had another Apex eval that I was trading in. I wasn't trading in the PA account, right? I wasn't trading in my PA accounts. I told y'all with my PA accounts, I'm building a base. And once I get the base of the amount of capital that I want under management, then I'm going to start trading in all of the PA accounts together again, right? So if you notice, right, I got my entry here at 45.13, and there's no entry here on the sim, right? Now, if I come here to the and this is the eval account I told y'all that the trade was in this morning. If I come here to the eval account, I did put on an extra piece. Remember when I said this would be a good time to add? You see what that says right there? I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me make this bigger. Let me squanch this up. Right, I did put on an extra piece inside the inside. I tried, and I told y'all, for some reason, see right there, it tapped it several times. Right here, it tapped it several times and never picked up inside the sim account. This is the master. Right? And let me go down to 1 minute on the this is the eval, and you can tell it's an eval account because it says Apex. Right? It says Apex on the let me show y'all this. Make sure I don't have no pertinent information showing nowhere. I want to make sure they ain't, because sometimes it be showing too much. Person, let me get that off of there. Let me get that over there. Over that thing, I hovered that thing over there. That thing showing too much stuff. So yeah, so when I put it on 1 minute. All right, let me squash this up. Okay, see right there, boom. See right there, it finally picked up on the what's the name account. See, here's the sim account that's controlling it. Right, here's the sim account that's controlling it. As you see, it got picked up there, the same spot got picked up. Then I tried to put another piece on at that fair value gap I was talking about on the video, but it touched it, picked it up, touched it, and dropped. Right, it never picked up on the sim account, but it picked up over here. And then as you see over here, 2 exited at 45.0775, and only 1 exited over here at and you see this, it exited different times. You see that this one exited right on that candle. Right, the low of that candle was 45.0775. Right, I just noticed this. It exited at different times. Right, it exited at different times. It exited on this one over here on the 624 candle. Right, and then but this one over here exited on the 620, the 629 candle right there, coming down right there. I just noticed that this one exited at the bottom of this candle, and this one, and then it pulled back, and the other one exited like piece of the weight of this candle right here. See, man, I tell you, man, it's like when the difference in how it be feeling. The difference in how it be feeling, it'll kiss you 92 times sometime, and it won't feel. Nah, I'm gonna go back and cut all of that out when the video what's the name process. If I don't feel like going back and cutting it out, this video would not be live anymore after I get off of here. After I get off of here, this video, when if I don't feel like going back and cutting it out, this video will not be live after I get off of here. Yep. Matter of fact, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be the fact that it's not gonna be live anymore after I get off of here. But I just wanted to share that with y'all, that I did add a piece on, like I was talking about, at that 15-minute fair value gap. Just for full disclosure with gang that was tapped in or to the video that I shared, and that would have been this fair value gap right here, that 15-minute fair value gap right there. And I was getting in on the where I added on to it at was this volume imbalance right here. Right, this volume imbalance right here, I put it right at the low of that volume imbalance. I said, if we come up to this fair value gap, this is the fair value gap that I noticed. Remember, I'm like, oh, it's a fair value gap up there on the video. I don't know if you remember that and if you watched it or not. I said, okay, if we get back to this fair value gap, this is putting us above equilibrium. I'm going in at the touch of this volume imbalance, right? Because my stop was above, it was at 1750. It was above this fair value gap. I was like, my stop is safe above that. I'm gonna put a little bit more on right there, one on, and then ride it back down. We're still respecting the breaker and the weekly fair value gap. We're still respecting it. We just kind of chopping back and forth right now. We just repriced, we just redelivered to this 5-minute SIBI that was created on the 940 candle. Right, we got that'll be on this 15-minute, this humongous wick right here on the 9:30 15-minute candle. If you look at it on the 5-minute, we created a SIBI with the 9:40 candle. We just offered buy side delivery right up to the high of that SIBI, right? So we're still respecting the breaker, and this is an hourly breaker. This is a weekly fair value gap, right? We went down to the low, and now we went all the way back up right to the high. Just like we spoke about, it would be nice to see it get back up to the high and then come down to take out this low. Does it have to take out the low? No, it don't. We already proved that if you took it at the touch of the breaker, you got almost 10 points. If you took it at the high of the fair value gap, you got a 10-point trade. You could be done for the day already. This is not a call out service. I just want to focus on the fact that we can talk about the information all day long, but if we never execute, we would just be forever students. Now that we've filled in that 5-minute SIBI, this 5-minute SIBI right here, if the bearish bias is to hold up, I want to see price start to break down. I want to see price start to attack like this sell side here. I want to see price disrespect this order block. I want to see price attack this sell side right there, the hourly sell side I had marked out, because we've gone up to the high of the weekly fair value gap that we repriced. We offered the sell side delivery already, right? You look back, this was the buy side that made the imbalance, and this was the sell side right there that offered the sell side delivery. Now we've come back to the top, and then now we're rejecting the top, just as we stated we would like to see. And now that we've rejected that top, now I want to see price start to break down. If the bearish sentiment is to keep up and take out this low, right? For those that wasn't on the live, as you see, that high was right there, right around equilibrium. The high of that week, that fair value gap was right around equilibrium. That's why we were saying that would be the ideal place to short from, because shorting from here and attacking these lows would be exceedingly bearish. What makes it exceedingly bearish? The breaker and the inversion fair value gap is right at equilibrium. Anytime price can't make it to like mean threshold of a breaker, that's exceedingly bearish or bullish. So we want it to continue to be exceedingly bearish. So that's why that was the ideal place to short from if the bias, the bearish bias was to continue. I'm not gonna get into the break of the bias on this. We talked about it on the live, so go back and watch that live to understand what breaks the bias thus far. I had my own successful trade during the London based off the same bias of attacking these lows, and we've seen a potential successful short right here based off of the same bias. So we're going to chalk that up as a win. We're going to chalk it up as a win. Even if we never get down to this low, we're going to chalk it up as a win, because based off the bias I've personally taken, which paid off, and we just witnessed, something that we talked about yesterday transpire, which would have lent to a successful trade, be it if you took it at the breaker or at the top of the gap. Right now we're above midnight. We're still above midnight. If you If you want to look at that like the power of three, if you want to short from at or above midnight, or at or above um the session open. So again, another reason for that to be, hey, that was a success. That was a success right there, based off of, you know, just that bias, keeping that bias in mind, trading off that bias, executing off that bias. There's a successful trade, right? Don't let people trick you into thinking you have to be right throughout your total target. Like, oh, you said it was going to go to 44.93.75, but it didn't go there. Okay, but did we make money? Did we make money? Even if it didn't go there, did we make money? You know what I'm saying? Don't let these people on Al Gore's internet get in your head thinking that you have to be right about everything on these charts, right? Just understand your model, execute your model, understand your risk management, understand your risk tolerance, understand when you gonna get in, when you gonna get out, why you gonna get in, why you gonna get out, what's gonna change your mind, what's gonna not affect you, what price action is not gonna shake you, what, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who maybe didn't have a bias, or don't understand where they think the draw may be, or what price should do, you know what I'm saying? Duty hole probably clinched up when it took off to the upside this morning, going to the top of this fair value gap. Anybody that might have been on the live with me, they probably like, oh, it's gonna go up there just like we anticipated. I'm about to get short. And just for the record, if you took it off the touch of the breaker, the line that we put up there, the touch of the close of the breaker, that's more than 10 points on that trade also. So that was two opportunities to have at least a 10-point trade based off of what we talked about yesterday. Did you execute? Did you? If your rules say you can't execute during this time, you know what I'm saying, then execute during your rule time. But based off what we talked about, we saw something play out right there. Right? Will it continue? I don't freaking know, and don't freaking care. Right? Don't let people, we got a 15-minute busy that we pushing through. Like I say, if the bearishness is to continue, I want to start disrespecting these discount PD arrays. I want to start disrespecting them. I want them to be disrespected if the bias, if the bearish bias is to continue. Right? I want to start disrespecting these discount PD arrays. We got this order block right here. We've just come down into the order block, right? I want to disrespect them. I want to disrespect. We're in the I just noticed it's 10 o'clock, it's 10:02. So we're in the 950 to 1010 macro, right? We need to, I want to see price start to try to attack this sell side. We're in the 950 to 1010 macro. I want to see price start spooling to attack this sell side. Right? Why do I want it to spool to attack this sell side? Because my bias was to come down here and take out this low, right? And we already took out the buy side, right? We took out the buy side on the 930 candle, right? We took out the buy side on the 930 candle. We touched it again on the 945 candle, right? And so the only liquidity that hasn't been attacked yet, right? Now, keep in mind, on the 5-minute, we have attacked some sell side right here. We have attacked some short-term sell side on the 5-minute, right? So this order block may present to be a formidable foe, because we have on the 5-minute, we have attacked some sell side, right? On the 5-minute. Eh, and this 15-minute order block may present itself to be a formidable foe right now. But I want to see us like start to move down with some aggression. With some aggression. I wanted to you did see this 15-minute fair value gap. This 15-minute fair value gap we've gotten back on the bottom side of. Use this as resistance and blow through this to continue down. That's what I would like to see. Because of my bearish bias. Let's look and see what the dollar is. Hey, where's my tab? Where did my tab go for my dollar? How did I get off of this? How did this get off of that? What in the haberdasher hemoglobin going on there? All right. Okay, the dollar. The dollar is still bullish. It's using this daily fair value gap as support. See how the dollar came down to the low of this fair value gap and rejected off of it. And the ES went up to the high of this fair value gap and rejected off of it. This is on the 9 o'clock hourly candle, and this is on the 9 o'clock hourly candle too. So that they're in sync. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing opposites right now. The dollar has pushed up into, got into this breaker. Right, got up into this breaker, rejected off, came down to the low of the inversion fair value gap and rejected off of it. Right, the ES came down to whatever it came down to, and then it went up to the high of this inversion fair value gap and rejected off of it. So it's still intact. Right, can it reverse? Yes, it can. It can reverse, it can chop, it can do whatever it want to do. It can do whatever it wants to do from this point out. Because guess what? Chicken butt. Chicken butt. What's up? What y'all got going on, man? How was y'all weekend? Talk to me. This order block right now is proven to be a formidable foe. It's proven to be a formidable foe. Let's see what we got a going zone. Let's watch this. Consequent encroachment of that wick if it wants to pop back up. Let's watch that. Consequent encroachment of that wick if it wants to pop back up. Nice rejection off of that top up there after taking out that buy side and hitting that breaker. Let's watch that consequent encroachment. Came down to that order block, pushing back up. Want to use this. This is the I really wish they would have used this one as resistance, but we've pushed back up to the top one. Right, we've pushed back up to the top one. Let's see if we use that as resistance. If we don't use that as resistance, the consequent encroachment of this wick is my last line of defense for right now. If we disrespect this consequent encroachment, if we disrespect this and get a closure above that, then I'm like, okay, let's rethink what's going on. Let's rethink of what's going on or what are goings on. Will it be chopper style, choppers out, moving back close to the buy side? We're coming back close to the buy side that we took out. The buy side is that we took out is at 45.22 even. We're coming back close to that. Did we hit consequent encroachment of that hourly wick the first time? Let's see.
Oh no, we didn't. We never hit consequent encroachment of that hourly wick. I thought we hit consequent encroachment. I thought we checked that already. We didn't. We never hit consequent encroachment of the hourly wick. We just hit consequent encroachment of the hourly wick just now. I thought I had checked that already. But so we just hit consequent encroachment of that hourly wick right there. Okay. I thought that's why I went straight to the 15-minute and checked this one. I thought I had already checked the hourly, but I didn't. Get out of here, 15-minute. Move, punk. There you go, right there. So the consequent encroachment of the hourly wick right there. Right there. That's to watch. Again, um, it's almost 10:10. We came down that short-term sell side right there that we took out during that. Remember when I was like, we're in the macro time, and we just came into some short-term sell side that had just got attacked. And when we hit that order block, we pushed back. Touching the breaker, the hourly breaker one more time. Got back up to the hourly breaker one more time. Went to it, looked like we hit it tick for tick on the hourly breaker. One more time, we just touched it once more. So this is the 10 o'clock candle, and we came down, took out that short-term sell side, then we blasted up, coming up here and hitting this breaker one more time. Being this bullish at the beginning of this hour, right? Being this bullish at the beginning of this hour is still one or two things. It's either still playing into the bearish bias, or it's exceedingly bullish, because we're only 11 minutes in and we've come back up and tested that breaker once again. Right. Still watching the consequent encroachment of this hourly wick right here. Let's look at the other indexes. See if we got any divergence. Okay. Extreme divergence. Extreme divergence. I should have checked this first. We diverging like crazy. Look at the Dow. The Dow is down here. The NQ. I said Dow. I'm sorry. The NQ is down here dying. Remember the video earlier today, I was talking about the NQ was refusing to make a lower low during this time frame here. Now look at the NQ, right? Look what the NQ is doing from 7 o'clock. That would be 6 o'clock. From up until now, the NQ has just been dumping, right? The Dow has been pumping, and the ES is the redhead stepchild in the middle. Extreme divergence going on right now. They're not playing nice together, right? The indexes are not playing nice together. The dollar was playing nice with the ES, but the indexes are not playing nice together. So when they're not playing nice together, what does that mean? That means high resistance, high resistant liquidity runs. What does that mean? Be careful if you're trading. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. What does that mean? It could lead to chop suey. It could lead to seek and destroy. You know what I'm saying? Run buy side, run sell side, run buy side, run sell side, chop suey, seek and destroy, whatever you want to call it. Be careful. What's up, Ali the GOAT? What is outside my house? Oh, nigga, them young boys out there speeding down the street. Them young boys out there speeding down the street. So, high resistance liquidity run. Chop suey, be careful. Chop suey, be careful. We're still respecting that consequent encroachment. We're still respecting the consequent encroachment. We touched that breaker one more time. Right, we went up and touched that breaker one more time. On the 5 minute, this is what the 5 minute looked like. Right, this is what the 5 minute looked like. This is the 15 minute. This is the hour. Give a little bit more context on the hour. Right, a little bit more context on the hour. That's the previous day high. That's the previous day low. That's also the previous week low. Right there. A little bit more context on the hour. We're bumping up against this hourly bearish breaker right here. That's the bearish breaker that we came back and kissed again after going to the top of this weekly inversion fair value gap right there and rejecting off of it. High resistance liquidity run. The NQ is not playing nice. The NQ is not playing nice today. High resistance liquidity run. Be careful if you're taking anything. Be careful if you're taking anything. The quick and easy move was just off the first one out the gate. What we talked about, if you was going long or short, if you had a bullish bias or a bearish bias, just coming out the gate was the quick and easy move, quick and easy trade for this morning. If you were taking a trade, and right now we're just watching to see how it plays out. This 15-minute candle has closed, and it's closed below that hourly consequent encroachment. So the 15-minute time frame is still respecting that hourly consequent encroachment. We still got a long way to go for this hourly candle. We're only 15 minutes into this hourly candle. Like I said, for us to be so bullish at the beginning of this candle, this is either still playing into the bearish narrative because you want to go up to come down, or it is exceedingly bullish and it's ready to rip somebody's face off. Hitting the breaker once again on the 5 minute. The hourly hitting the breaker once again. The dollar is pulling back in the short term, pulling back into this 15-minute BISI on the 15 minute. Right, pulling back into this 15-minute BISI on the short term. Dollar came down, touched this sell side down here. Did it tap? Nope, made equal lows. Dollar came down and made equal lows right here on the 15-minute. Then it pushed back up into the break in market structure, pushed back up into a bearish breaker. And now it's pulling back into an imbalance. Buenos dias, Valdez. And on the hourly for the dollar, we're still respecting that inversion fair value gap. We, like we said before, we rejected off the low of that inversion fair value gap. Now we're pulling back down into it. Let's look at the consequent encroachment of that hourly wick. Push back down into this order block, went all the way to the bottom of the order block, the bottom of the inversion fair value gap, and rejected. Now let's see what we do with this consequent encroachment of this wick. Is pretty much in line with the mean threshold of that order block on the DXY. It's 1017. Tell me where to go. Bodies of the candles getting up into this rejection block right here on the ES on the 5 minute. We've gotten up into this rejection block. 5 minute candles here, watching this rejection block here. 5 minute candles. We got 11 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. Still watching this consequent encroachment of this hourly wick right over here. Seeing if the lower time frames continue to respect that. The 5 minute is respecting the rejection block thus far. Got up into the rejection block right here. 5 minute respecting the rejection block thus far. Still got a minute and 17 seconds left on this 5 minute candle right here. Got up into the rejection block, respecting that thus far. We have a 5 minute BISI below price right there. Let's annotate that. If it wants to flip to a bullish stance, this BISI needs the support price. If the bearish stance, if the bearish thesis wants to hold up, we need to disrespect this BISI. Need to disrespect this BISI. Hey, wait a minute. How did that show up there? That shouldn't have showed up on that time frame. That should not have showed up on this time frame. Yeah, see, I just got 5 minutes there. Nine minutes left on this 15-minute candle. This 5 minute candle right here. This 5 minute candle is disrespecting the consequent encroachment thus far. 5 minute candle is disrespecting the consequent encroachment. We still got 9 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. The lower time frame, disrespecting it, don't bother me. It just makes me take notice because it has to start to play out on the lower time frame before it happens on the higher time frame. It's a hourly consequent encroachment. So the most important one is the hourly going to respect it? So far we got 1 5 minute candle that has disrespected it thus far. Let me see. Hover there. Yes, 1 5 minute candle right here. This 10-15 candle has disrespected it. If I hover the mouse right there at the consequent encroachment, if you look at the 5 minute, you can see there's one candle thus far that has a closure above it. Right, it has disrespected it. On the 5 minute, we got 8 minutes and 22 seconds left on this 15-minute candle. See if this 15-minute candle can get a closure below that consequent encroachment, which is 45.23. We got a body closure up in this rejection block right there. Right, so we got a body closure in the rejection block. If the rejection block is to do its job, now that we've got a body up there, we should push down. But if it's more bullish, hey, what's this above us? Let me see what's above us that I'm not tracking on the hourly. Oh, we got a 15-minute SIBI up there. It's a 15-minute SIBI up here inside this rest of this hourly SIBI right there. The rest of that hourly SIBI right there. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 we do. Right. There's some liquidity in the sky. There's some liquidity in the sky. And that 15-minute liquidity in the sky is right up there at the top of this, the rest of this hourly SIBI that's not taken. Because you see, if I move, just look at this area right over here when I'm moving the mouse over here. See, that's the 15-minute SIBI right there. If I put it at the high of the hourly, that's the high of the 15-minute SIBI right there. Look at the line on the crosshairs when I hover it over there. See right there, match up. So that's the high of that and the mean threshold of this bearish breaker is inside that. Oh man, is that consequent encroachment of that SIBI? Whoa. Let's check that. Let's check that. Look at that. Close enough for government work. Right there. Lines up. Yep. Lines up. Close enough for government work. 2 ticks away. So consequent encroachment of that 15-minute SIBI and the mean threshold, that breaker, are in the same spot. But like I say, you don't want it to even make it to mean threshold of that breaker. If you want it to be really, really bearish, you really don't even want to make it up there. But you have to allow for it. You have to allow for it. And with that, if you're willing to go against the grain, there are trading opportunities to go against whatever your bias is. On the lower time frame, the order flow is starting to shift bullish. On the lower time frame, the order flow is shifting bullish on the lower time frame. So on the 5-minute, the order flow has shifted bullish on the lower time frame. We still have not had a shift in order flow on the hourly, because this still is playing out with the bearish narrative. But the 5-minute has shifted bullish. We just touched that top SIBI up. Then the reason why I said it shift bullish, because when we came down and took out that sell side on the 5-minute during the macro time, right? We've gone up and we set a BISI here. We went up, set a BISI. Once we set that BISI, we respect this down close candle here. We got up, closed above this down close candle that created the high of this BISI. The BISI is created by the 1005 candle. We've come down and respected that candle, and we've pushed up, and we've taken out this short-term buy side right there. So the order flow on the 5-minute has shifted to bullish, right? The hourly is still haven't shifted bullish yet, because it's still well within, coming back up into this premium area, right? We're up under the mean threshold of this bearish breaker. So there's still no shift on the hourly. For the hourly to start giving me some kind of concern, we would need to get a closure above this mean threshold on the hourly to give me a concern. Like, hey, we got a closure above this mean threshold. This breaker may be weak. Not saying that it won't work, but if you get a closure above that mean threshold, it's not as strong as I would like to see. And it could be linked to the fact that we was having this divergence over here. All right. High resistance liquidity runs. What's up, Stacks? What's up, Stacks? We got 2 minutes and 38 seconds left on this 15-minute candle right here. Still don't have a 15-minute closure yet above the consequent encroachment of that hourly wick. We just tapped back above equilibrium on that push up. That push up, we went back above equilibrium one more time of the previous drop. The dealing range, this dealing range from Friday. That's the dealing range I'm looking at. Friday's dealing range. We just poked back above equilibrium on that on the last push up just now. Again, the 5-minute order flow has shifted bullish. The 15-minute, the jury is still out. We're still respecting this consequent encroachment. We got 1 minute and 38 seconds. In 1 minute 38 seconds. Morning, Pumpkin. My niece told me that we don't love her. She texts everybody in my family that she love us, and nobody said that we love her back except for Junior. I said, but I hearted the message when she said happy birthday, Unc, I love you, and I hearted the message. And she was like, that's what I told her. She was like, I heart. She was like, but we didn't say it. We didn't say I love you too. So I text her back, I love you. I love you too, and put it like make it go be like on the iPhone. You can make it be loud. You can make it slam, be whatever. I just made it like be like loud with a loud effect. 10:29. All right, man. It's 10:30. Been on here for an hour. Um, y'all be careful with what you do for the day. The 5 minute is still right now. It's respecting. It has shift bullish, but notice one thing: it's respecting. The bodies are respecting this weekly inversion fair value gap. Right, the bodies are still respecting that weekly inversion fair value gap. This 15 minute, it closed. It did not get a closure above the consequent encroachment. So we're still, on the fence. We're still on the fence. The bearish bias has not been broken yet on the hourly or the 15 minute. We're still respecting that consequent encroachment. The 5 minute is still respecting the inversion fair value gap. Right now, let's see if we get back down to this fair value gap, right? Because the order flow has shift bullish. We were respecting the down close candles, right? Now, let's see. Looking at this bullish breaker right here. We got a bullish breaker right here on the 5 minute, right there. Because this low came down, this high came down and took out that low. Then we traded back through it. So now we got a bullish breaker right there on this 5 minute. We've come back down into that bullish breaker. Right. Let's see what happens. All right. So we got a 5 minute bullish breaker that we're contesting with. And the 15 minute and the hourly are still within the bearish bias. Right. The 5 minute has shifted bullish, but the 15 and the hourly are still in the bearish narrative. Right. So right there. So the 5 minute breaker and the 1 hour breaker, they're pretty much the same spot. So the bearish breaker close and the 5 minute bullish breaker close are pretty much one tick apart. So this red line, just imagine it one tick above right there, like where the black thing is hovering right now. Again, conflicting PD arrays, high resistance liquidity run. Same thing we was talking about with the divergence. We'll talk about the divergence over here. It is playing out again. Conflicting PD arrays, high resistance. Oh, dig this. Got me some headphones when I be going to the gym. I was hoping I can. There you go. When I be going to the gym, right? my AirPods be falling out because I got AirPod Pros, and they suck at staying in your ear, right? They be falling out, right? So yesterday I got a little federale for my birthday from my auntie and my sister, right? So I'll say, hey, since I got a little cash, I want to go by Best Buy and see if I can find me some Bluetooth headphones. You know what I'm saying? Use my cash on, right? So had like my sister gave me $51 and my auntie gave me $52, one to grow on, right? She like 51 plus one to grow on, right? So I had $100 that I wanted to spend, right? So I go in there and I was like, y'all got Bluetooth headphones? And he was like, yeah, they're gonna be right over there. So I'm walking over there. Then he came over, he was like, do y'all need help? And Calandra, she was like, yeah, we looking for Bluetooth headphones. He was like, what are you looking for? I said, man, I'm just trying. She was like, what's the best thing you got? I said, well, not the best. And she was like, okay, well, what do you recommend? Right. So 5 minute, we still respecting this down close counter right here on the 5 minute. We got 9 minutes and 55 seconds left on this 15-minute candle right here. Still respecting the consequent encroachment of that wick on the 15. Wait a minute. Am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line. I'm looking at the equilibrium. This 15-minute has disrespected that consequent encroachment. I was looking at the equilibrium line. This is the consequent encroachment right here. So the 15-minute, it closed right at equilibrium. It didn't close at the consequent encroachment. I apologize for that, y'all. I was looking at the wrong line. See, that's why I like to have them. Like with the fibs, I can't mark them. I can't mark them with the fibs, but with the rays, I can mark what the line is. The fib just have the price. So the 15-minute has closed above the consequent encroachment of that hourly wick. The 5 minute has closed above. The 5 minute has shifted bullish, right? The 15 minute, the jury is out on the 15-minute because we're not on the PDub rate that we're disrespecting is an hourly. We've closed above that consequent encroachment. We don't have any discount PDub rates that we're respecting. So we'll just say, well, it hasn't really shifted bullish yet. It still hasn't shifted bullish yet because one, we're still respecting the body of the weekly inversion fair value gap. We haven't gotten up to the mean threshold of the hourly breaker. It has closed above the consequent encroachment of this hourly wick, right? But the jury is out on here on the 15-minute. Hourly still thesis hasn't been broken. 5 minute, it has shifted bullish. We're respecting the 5 minute breaker. We're still respecting the down close candles, respecting the 5 minute breaker. The 5 minute, like we said before, has shifted bullish. The 15-minute, we're flirting around equilibrium. We have closed above the consequent encroachment of the hourly wick, but we're just flirting around equilibrium, tapping the bottom of that SIBI, respecting the body of the weekly fair value gap. Now, he went over there, started showing me some Sony M5s and M4s. Long story short, he was like, this is what I recommend by far, yada, 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 selling them. All right. I said, how much they cost? He was like, well, the M5s are going to be the top of the line. They're like 400. I said, no, I'm good. And he was like, the M4 is going to be a little bit cheaper. They're like 350. I'm good. I said, I just want something for the gym. I'm not going to. And clients were like, well, if you really want, he was like, you never know what you're gonna. I know what I'm gonna use them for. I got some beats at the house that's just collecting dust. Matter of fact, I think they got broke. I'm like, I'm not. I just need them for the gym because when I'm running, my AirPods popping out. I'm not spending $400 on no headphones for the gym. And clients were like, well, if happy birthday, just no happy birthday. I'm not spending $400 on these headphones. I got $100. Got $100 that I want to spend. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to put a little extra on there, but I got $100 that I want to spend. Right. So we standing over there, we listening to different headphones. I put some beats on the beats. I'm like, oh nah, these don't feel good on my ears. I put on some Bose, right? I'm like, nah, them don't feel good on my ears. I need something that feel good on my ears, right? They was like just small and they were just right on my ear, pressing against my ear. So we went back. I put on the $400 ones. I'm like, oh yeah, these go crazy. The noise cancellation crazy. The you know what I'm saying, the fit, they feel good, they go crazy, right? So then she put them on. Then I put on the M4s. She put on the M4s. Then she put on these. She put these on, and she was like, "Oh, these are good, right?" And then I put these on. I was like, "Oh yeah, they feel good, but the noise cancellation ain't as good as these, right?" And she was like, and I was like, she was like, "No, but these right here are good. If you just gonna get some, these are good." And I'm like, "Those the M4." She like, "That's not the M4." Right. And I looked, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like, which one is that? And she was like, that's this one. I said, that's the one that he said was suspect. That janky. She was like, he did not say it was janky. You said it was janky. I said, yeah, because he said I wouldn't recommend these. He was like, I wouldn't recommend these. I was like, oh, so what, those are janky? Because those are the ones I was looking at. They was like $150 something, right? And yes, I'm still talking, right? It was like 150, it was like $150 or something like that, right? And so I was like, oh, these the ones he said was janky. They sound good and they feel good. I was like, man, I'm finna get these. So it was like, I think the total was like 175.09 after tax. And then so I went up there and I was like, hey, I still got like $100 on the Cash App card because I had put $250 on the Cash App card because Timothy was going to the mall and stuff with his friends. They was doing some back to school shopping. And I was like, I still got like $100 on that Cash App card. So I was like, here, I'm gonna give you like $100 in cash, and then I'm gonna pay for the rest of it on the card. So ended up with these, the ones that Buddy said he wouldn't recommend. Hey, know what you need stuff for. Don't just buy it. It's basically sold off the. I only need it for the gym. I'm not spending $400 on no headphones for the gym. The 5 minute looking exceedingly bullish still. 15 minute still has not gotten up to it's reached up into the 15 minutes still is not bullish because this is well within pulling back into for this drop for the daily range. This is still pulling back into a 15-minute entry point for going short. Oh, y'all can't. Oh, yes, y'all can't see the screen. That's still pulling back. That's still pulling back into a 15-minute point to be able to short from. But the 5-minute has shifted bullish. The bodies of the candle are still respecting the inversion fair value gap. Right, we've respected 5, 10, 15 for 20 minutes. We've tested it several times, respected it there, poked out, respected it there, couldn't get back to it, respected it there, poked out, respected it there, poked out again. Right, we still got 2 minutes left on this candle right here, but the bodies are still respecting this inversion fair value gap. So the sentiment has shifted bullish, but we're still respecting this inversion fair value gap right there. High resistance liquidity run, right? The hourly, we got 16 minutes left on this hourly candle. This is the consequent encroachment that we're watching for this hourly candle right here. The consequent encroachment is right there at 45.23, right? The hourly candle. The 15-minute and the 5 minute have had closures above that consequent encroachment. 15 minute happened on the 10:15 candle, and the 5 minute happened on the 10:15 candle. We're consolidating right here at the high of that consequent encroachment right there. Robinson said, blessings to everyone. Thank you for such kind words. All right, it's 10:45. I'm about to start prepping for the gym. We're just doing a bunch of nothing right now. 5 minute, still respecting that. We're coming back down into that 5 minute breaker. Right, and just coming back down to that 5 minute bullish breaker again. It's 10:45. I don't know what you talking about. I do not need no depends or no poise. I don't know what you talking about, my fellow. I do not need no depends or no poise. Watching this low right here on this 10:30 candle on the 5 minute. Watching that low right there, seeing if we attack that low and push through with some aggression. This 10:40 candle still respecting the body of that weekly inversion fair value gap. So I'm watching this low right here. Right there. Watching that low right there. I'm just comparing like what the dollar doing compared to the ES. Still got that divergence. Still diverging on the indexes. And now we got the ES pulling back and the dollar pulling back on the 5 minute candle. They doing the same on these last 2 5 minute candles. They've been trading the same divergence. That's a cracking correlation right there. They've been trading the exact same on these last 2 5 minute candles. They're not going to be tick for tick, but you know what I'm saying? This is high resistance. 5 minute bearish fair value gap, keeping DR from confirming. Okay, patience. There you go. Hey, Robinson, did you watch the video that I put up when I was watching DR? I was like, don't nobody tell Robinson I'm watching the DR. I put a video up in the member section when I thought I was recording before I entered the trade, and then I realized I wasn't recording, and still I started recording. In the beginning, you hear ICT talk because I was looking at the ICT. I started watching the ICT video this morning when I was up trading in London, and so hopefully it wasn't too loud in the beginning because I muted in the room, because if I don't mute it in the room while he's talking, it's an echo because you can hear it through the mic and hear it through the computer. And I forgot that it was on. And then I kept seeing the meters jumping, and I was like, oh man, I hope that ain't been too loud, right? I kept seeing the meters jumping, and so I turned it off. So hopefully the ICT wasn't talking too loud in the beginning of the video. Peeking at the dark side. And then I was let's see how that played out. Cause I was like, hey, Robinson would have done this right here. Let's see how that played out. Cause I was like, since Robinson would have entered here, I was thinking about adding a little bit on at this spot right here, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how that played out on the DR side. Let me see if I was correct in what I was talking about, and put it on 5 minutes. Yeah, I had to leave and come back. You still alive? Yeah, I'm running my mouth today. I'm going crazy today. I'm going crazy today. DR, IDR. Okay. So this is the London right here. Okay. All right. So this is what I was saying right here. I said, okay, let me find the time. See, right here. Okay, so I was looking at this, and I was like, we confirmed down here, right? I got into my trade. I was in my trade. I can't remember exactly when I got in, but we had confirmed. I was like, okay, so we confirmed down, right? We confirmed down, and we came back in, right? We didn't make it to the 50%. So like, since we confirmed down, Robinson would have been having his order placed on this IDR low right here to get short when it came out, right? And so I don't know how much of a stop loss you usually use, right? If you use a 5-point stop loss, that would have put you right here. 5-point stop loss would have put you right there at the thing. So look at that. That would have been a successful trade. And I was talking about adding more on. I was thinking about putting more on here, but I put more on right here at this high, right at this volume imbalance right there. Right. And so I took my trade back down to 4507.50, right? Like right around here. I took my trade back down to here and got out, right? But from the IDR low, that would have been a successful trade. So that's from 1150, and it came all the way down to, so that, you know what I'm saying, you could have got, you know what I'm saying, a 5-point risk 5 to get 5 out of that off the DR. Look at that. Look at that. Off the DR. I'm a fully realized DR trader, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, Robinson. You ain't even got to do your recap because I just did it for you. And then if you would have combined ICT, if you'd have combined ICT with DR and saw it coming back up in here, you could have shorted from that fair value gap that I was talking about above the midnight, combine it with the DR confirmation right there, ICT fair value gap short with the DR confirmation, and you could have got, let's just say, consequently crow. We ain't gonna act like you got the top wick like I did, We're gonna go consequent encroachment, 1450 all the way down there, 1475. It wouldn't have been, I said 1450. Yeah, 1450 all the way down there. It didn't make it to quite 10 points, but it was a nice move. It was a nice move. I woke up and took the trade. Uh I woke up and took the trade where you would have added. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Right there. So you took the trade there. Okay, then. See, man, I was about to say that till the fair value gap entry, I would have grabbed it at the bottom. Would have been a beast. Yep. Hey, man, I began Robinson a lot of flack, but y'all really need to pull up and look at his DR and IDR videos. He be giving away good game, man. I ain't gonna hold you. He be giving away good game on that DR IDR stuff. And if you ain't got time to sit in front of these charts and watch these candles like this right here, the 5 minute is starting to disrespect the discount PD arrays. Is starting to get a little heavy. Mind you, you got a 5 minute busy down here, so the bullishness on the 5 minute is not broken, right? Is not broken. You have a reason to pull back. So the bullishness on the 5 minute is not broken, right? So the 5 minute bullishness is not broken, right? The 5 minute has shifted bullish. The 15 minute, the jury was still out because it hadn't shifted bullish yet. So since the jury was still out, we have to default to the bearishness. And then the hourly, let's get back to the hourly. Hourly, um, the hourly still is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We still got 4 minutes left and we're still respecting. So the bearishness is still intact on the hourly thus far. We're still respecting that consequent encroachment. Remember, we was watching that consequent. We didn't want an hourly closure above that consequent encroachment. So the bearishness on the hourly still intact. The jury was out on the 15 minutes, so we have to default to what our bias was. The 5 minute is still bullish. It has shifted bullish and it's still bullish. Why? Because we have a reason to retrace back. To pull back. We got a 5 minute busy that we need to come back to. If we disrespect this 5 minute busy, then the bearishness has come back to the 5 minute. So right now we're still bearish, bullish, bearish, jury out, bullish. Right, jury out, you got to default to your prior bias. You don't give up on your bias until it gives you a reason to give up, right? And right now we still don't have a reason to give up on the bias because we don't have anything on the 15 minute that we're respecting to the downside, right? On the 15 minute, we have nothing we're respecting to the downside. We're still respecting the upside. We're respecting this 15 minute busy. We're respecting the high of the weekly inversion fair value gap, right? We're still respect. So it's getting, but you got to default to your prior bias. So bearish, default to bearish, still bullish. Right now, the low that I said I was watching, we've got heavy displacement below that low. The bullishness is starting to come into question, but it's not like drop dead Fred yet. We've got some heavy displacement down. It's starting to look bearish, right? It's starting to, but the bullishness has still not given up the ghost, right? I saw that. I have alerts set at IDR high and IDR low. Let the price action tell me when I need to pay attention. Exactly. That's what I was saying. If you ain't got time to sit in front of these candles, man, y'all need to check out Robinson DR IDR videos. He giving up good game, man. He giving up good game. If you in the Discord, he posts the videos. He posts the links in the Discord every day that he posted. He usually posts most days if DR IDR give him something to post, but he giving up good game on them videos, man. Check it out. It's a stress-free way to trade and it's a stress-free way to trade, and it's allowing price action to tell you what to do. Right? You're still allowing price action to tell you what to do, but it's not as mentally taxing as the ICT concepts. Right? You just sit back and wait for your alerts to go off if you choose to use alerts. Got 1 minute left on this candle. Once this hourly candle close, I'm gonna close it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. We got 50 seconds left. Do anybody got anything for me before I go? 50 seconds left. 42 seconds left. Let me get this DR ick off my screen. Get off my screen, DR. $23 seconds left. Do anybody got anything? Any questions, comments, or concerns? 16 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The hourly is still respecting that consequent encroachment. The hourly is still respecting that consequent encroachment. So as I get off, the hourly still bearish. The 15-minute still bearish. And the 5-minute is bullish, but the bullishness is starting to look weak. And the reason why I say it's starting to look weak, we had displacement below this short-term low, and then we had an immediate rebalance on the next candle, right? So the last line of defense for the bearishness of the 5-minute would be this order block right here, right? So mean threshold of that order block is just below the low of this 5-minute fair value gap, right? So it's starting to look weak, but it's not dead in the water until if it get back below midnight. If it get back below midnight with a closure, then the 5-minute has shifted back bearish, in my opinion. Right now, it's just pulling back into that fair value gap. That's all I got, man. 5.5 fib sitting on top of the bullish fair value. I'm expecting to move higher. Robinson say he expecting to move higher based off some DR stuff. The it's been fighting. It's been like I say, whenever the lower time frame, like if you start to see stuff on the higher time frame, it's been playing out on the lower. That's why I've been talking about what the 5-minute is doing. That's why, I've been given the bias of each time frame, you know what I'm saying? Because the 5-minute is shifted bullish a while back. The 15-minute still haven't shifted bullish. The hourly still haven't shifted bullish, right? But if it has a bullish shift, it starts on the lower time frames, right? So the 5-minute shifted bullish, the 1-minute shifted bullish well before the 5-minute probably. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the lower time frames, it has to play out on the lower time frames, and then as it bleeds through to the higher time frames, the higher time frame just has more of a weight. So it's like you have to be careful. You got to be nimble when you're on the lower time frame, when you're playing the lower time frames, right? And then when the hourly candles, when they start out blasting off to the upside, it's either exceedingly bullish or it's still playing into the bearish narrative, like we talked about on the last hour. When 10 o'clock, when we took off and we went way up here, I was like, it's either exceedingly bullish or it's going to play out to the narrative. And it played out and stuck to the narrative thus far. So, and we just came back to that hourly breaker once again. Anyway, man, that's all I got. I'm going to get ready to go to the gym, eat me a sandwich or something before I get out of here. You're welcome, FC. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome. Here to learn and share. Yeah, man. If you're gonna trade today, please trade safe. If you're not gonna trade, please take a copious amounts of notes. And I'll see y'all at the next one, man. Till then, y'all be safe. Big Spider gone.